Top 5 illegal side hustles. Number 1, buy an ounce of coke.
Well, anyway, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll
Happy Halloween, financial hacks. So, after my viral video a few years ago, going over illegal ways to make money.
It's your boy Man, Chef Boy RD. Today's video, we're going to be telling you guys 5 illegal ways to make this bank.
I thought it would be appropriate to go ahead and do it again this Halloween. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Catches that they are illegal. Now, warning, this is not a video giving you ideas to do illegal stuff, but more like a video to show you exactly what is illegal and what you shouldn't do and to stay away from it. Now, again, these are not ideas. You're not supposed to do this. It's not GTA. It's real life. And if you do this stuff, you might be able to make 100K every single month, but the catch is you might go to jail for 30 years. So again, I highly don't recommend you try these methods at home, at your workplace, or anywhere where you're located on this earth, okay? Now, on top of that, I'm just trying to make sure I don't get sued by talking about this stuff, okay? Now, on top of that, in this video, I'm going to break down 7 different ways, guys, to actually make money illegally, and I'm going to show you guys the pros and the cons that people justify with number 1. Now, number 1 is actually tax evasion. Now, you might tell me, Tommy, no one does this, okay? You're fooling yourself. This is not real. Well, the answer is this. A lot of people out there, especially cash businesses, do this all the time where they report less money than they actually made and they save a lot of money on taxes. Now, you might say, Tommy, what's the pro? What's the con? The pro is this. When you say, for example, you made $100,000 this year, but it was cash, so the IRS can't track it. Well, you say, hey, I only made $40,000. Well, you only pay tax on that $40,000, meaning that you get to keep that $60,000 tax-free for yourself. Now,
Okay, let's talk about the tax evasion. Yeah, on my first video that I did, that was one of the ones that I recommended for illegal activities, but I did not actually recommend it. I don't expect you guys to actually do that, but yeah, that was a big one. I think that's the one that kind of everybody knows about. Yeah, a lot of the cash businesses, that's something that they do. Now, they may not be doing it like super wild, they may not be, removing the millions of dollars, but maybe some of them do. Maybe some of them actually do. So yeah, that's one illegal way you can make some bank, especially with cash businesses. So if you're the IRS, I would definitely be taking a look at some of those. But yeah, let's go ahead and see the second one he's talking about here.
That sounds great and everything. You get more qualified. Okay, Tommy, number 1, I probably know someone that does it, but what about number 2? Well, number 2 is actually ATM fraud. Now, you might be thinking, Tommy, what do you mean by ATM fraud? You might be thinking, Tommy, is that when people put their cards in an ATM and then it reads them and then make a copy of it? Well, the answer is no. That's not what I'm talking about. Lately, everyone knows this, okay? Debit card companies, online banks have been offering reimbursements on ATM fees, right? Now, here's how this scam works. People out there, this is insane, by the way. People out there, they have multiple people make accounts with people and banks that actually, that you reimbursements, and they set a really high subcharge fee on their ATM, meaning that the ATM might charge you $2, but they own the ATM, so they might say like, hey, let's make it $10. When you use the card, it'll charge you the $10, but your bank is going to reimburse you. Thus, the pro is this. Every time someone uses the ATM, well, you get the money quick, $10 or $20, whatever you want to set it to, and they get the money reimbursed back to the account. So in reality, the money is just being recycled over and over and over again. The con is this. If you get caught, that sounds very familiar to something called money laundering. So you might be getting a call by the FBI and you might...
Okay, now I'm not going to lie. This is actually my first time hearing about this one. I've heard about a lot of different ones, especially that first one. I guess they be doing this in gas stations a lot, where you put your credit card in, but they actually have their own thing. Or the other thing he was talking about, when they're scanning, taking a picture of your information on your card, like when you're going through like a fast food restaurant, for example. But this one, I've not heard about this one. That's interesting. That is very interesting. That is very interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about a lot of this prior to making this video right here. But yeah, if I end up doing like another parody video, I'll definitely add that to the list. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever heard of this type of ATM fraud using the reimbursement tactic. That's very intriguing. I wonder if like these strip clubs and different stuff kind of be using that because they charge a high fee when you're trying to get money out from them. So, okay, let's go ahead and see what's next.
Money laundering, you might have heard about it, is the act of when person A has a business and is making illegal money on the side, and they put that money into the business and create fake clients, and then they charge themselves money, just report it into taxes, and now that money is clean. Okay, it's turning dirty money that's illegal to make into clean money, and now you can spend it. Now, here's the pro of doing this, okay? If you get like a cartel to actually, run the money past your business and then you make a lot of money like that, well, you might make a lot of money, yes, and the money might be clean to spend, yes, but if you are a first-time offender, you get 1 year and a misdemeanor, but if you are a repeated offender, you actually get up to 35 years in prison, okay? Prison, sorry about that, in prison, and on top of that, just to put it out there, guys, because you might say, Tommy, no one does this. Well, in reality, there are $1.5 trillion every single year in the United States of America laundered every single year.
Man, that's a lot of money, laundering. I'm pretty sure it's probably even higher because, again, they're just doing estimates, obviously, because they don't know the exact amount because, again, it's a mystery. So, yeah, I definitely don't recommend any of these legal things. Got to go ahead and say that again. This ain't April Fool's yet. So I got to make sure you guys know this. But yeah, I guess money laundering is probably one of the more famous illegal ways that has kind of been going on for a very long time. A lot of these new ones, new scams, and new XYZs use a whole lot of the technology and whatnot. But this stuff right here, you got people, a long time doing this. Hey, my movie, one of my favorite movies, Scarface. And I got a whole lot of money laundering going over there, So yeah, I think that's a good pick. I think that's a good pick for this one. I would put that probably close to 7. I feel like a whole lot of people know about money laundering. But yeah, that is one that I think everybody probably heard of. But let's see if we got any more that's kind of just more rare that we all haven't heard of yet.
That's not true. Buying and reselling iPhones. Now, buying and reselling iCloud and stolen iPhones. Now, you might tell me, Tommy, that's not true. I know people out there that buy iPhones with iCloud all the time and also on eBay that do it too. The answer is this. I'm pretty sure that's against eBay's policy, but they can't keep track of everything that's actually being put on the entire platform. So that's my understanding when it comes to that. But everywhere else, they don't really care about it. But I'll tell you right now why it's actually illegal. Imagine you buy a stolen phone. It's been reported stolen. You buy it for $100. It's an iPhone 11 Plus, right? Now, the thing is, if that person has Find My iPhone on and they report it to the cops and it's like, hey, my phone is over there. The cops come to you and you get caught with a stolen phone. You can't say like, hey, someone stole it to me. And they'll say like, hey, we don't care. You bought a stolen phone. You're in big trouble, sir. So the problem is this, okay? You might make a ton of money by buying and reselling stolen phones with iCloud, which is, trust me, very lucrative. But the main thing is this, if you get caught, you might go to jail and you might face some charges for stealing, probably like petty theft, okay? Now, you might tell me, Tommy, how do they get the iCloud off the phone? Well, I'll tell you right now because it's happened to me in the past also, but I never fell for it. Now, in the past, I've lost an iPhone 7 Plus, I think, and when I lost this iPhone 7 Plus, of course, it had iCloud on it, and every now and then, guys, I would get emails to my normal email addresses, not my iCloud email, saying like, hey, we found your iPhone, just sign in and then we'll make sure it doesn't get stolen. They say that all the time, and those are actually people that are 100% dedicated. By the way, listen to this, guys. There are people, networks out there that are 100% dedicated to tricking people to send it to your iCloud so that you get the password and email, take it off the phone, and then unlock the phone. So for example, imagine you lose your phone, you get an email saying, or a text saying like, hey, by the way, they get your email and text from your phone just by plugging it in. And also when you send a text saying like, hey, I've lost my phone, check on this number, well, they get it from there. They might text you saying like, hey, sign in, we found your phone from an Apple number, right? When you sign into your iCloud and they attempt to sign in, well, now they try to use that email and password you used to sign into your iPhone and they remove the password and the iCloud from it.
Wow. That's okay. Yeah, that's another, I guess, good illegal way to make money. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. But I guess because you hear about people, selling phones, obviously, and selling those. And usually, they're looking for unlocked phones. But getting the locks unlocked, if you're aware of some of the cybersecurity things, hopefully, if you got any type of message like that, you would already know not to open that type of email or that type of text message. But, maybe if you're not aware of this, maybe if you're older, you may fall for this, unfortunately. And yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people definitely have fallen for this and probably will continue to. So if you watch this video right now and you have not just an iPhone, any the type of phone, period, and you lose your phone and you get some type of message like that, don't fall for it. And two, if you get type of emails, this is kind of going some emails just real quick, but if you get any type of like email that you're not sure is spam or not, you can actually just take a screenshot if you want to, or you can just go into the settings and like save that email, right? And then you can send that to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will check that for you as well. It does a pretty good job of letting you know if it's phishing, spam, etc., etc. So there's multiple ways you can see you got a fake email or a fake text. But if you aren't for sure, I wouldn't even open. I wouldn't even try to even do anything with it.
Got hacked. Well, if someone hacked, ever gone through it? The answer is yes. I've gone through it once. Tell me phone. Okay, so there you go. You want to avoid that at all costs also. Now, number 5 is actually identity theft. Now, you might be telling me, Tommy, what do you know about identity theft, bro? You never gone through it? The answer is yes. I've gone through it once. When Equifax got hacked, well, someone hacked into my accounts and, they tried to do some stuff. And a friend of mine also got a loan taken out of in his name in Florida. So I've gone through it from personal experience and also to my friends. So I know a little bit about this, okay? But these are some of the most complicated criminals in the world. Why? Because they go on the dark web, they produce your information, and then they say like, hey, it doesn't really matter because even if we use their information, they're covered because it really wasn't them. So don't worry about it. We can justify it because in reality, we might get money from them, but it doesn't hurt them because they have identity theft liability protection. But in reality, it's still super illegal, so please don't do this at all. Now, the pro is this. You're able to grab somebody's identity from the dark web or buy it from someone else out there, and you make an ID. And then, by the way, if you're asking me how I know how to do it all stuff, because I live in the Bronx and a lot of people talk about this stuff. I don't know anyone that does it, okay? But the main thing is this. Here's what they do. They make an ID with their face and all your information on the other side, and they get a Social Security also. And guess what they do? They go into T-Mobile stores, Best Buy, and they use their credit card they took out under your name, and they use it, cash out, buy whatever they want, and then come out, okay? And then when you find out, well, it's kind of too late. It already.
All right, yeah. Now this is another big one that a lot of people will unfortunately just deal with, because again, you can have a really complex password, and if the company that you have that password for gets hacked and they get the information that way, not even your fault. So yeah, on the cyber side, to help avoid this, it's good to have multiple passwords in different places. So you might say, okay, how am I going to remember having a new password for every single website? And one of the biggest things you can do is get one of those password managers. You can use one of those so you can have complex passwords every single place. But you definitely want to have your email password, something similar to other sites, just for the fact that if one of those sites get hacked and it has your email password as well, and then they can just go to your email and then change your email password, and then you really messed up, and then they got access to everything. So I will definitely look into getting a password manager for sure. If you're not able to do that, at least have a complex email password that's completely different than all of your other emails. And I've been hacked several times prior to getting to cyber, or my information was like leaked, from a website or whatnot, and they weren't able to get into my email because my email is so freaking complex and I keep changing. I got 2-factor authentication, got a lot of stuff on there. So I need you guys to be aware of that too.
You might know someone that does this all the time, and it might even happen to you in the past. And it's that some people out there, they claim other people's kids on their taxes, okay? It happens all the time, okay? Now, the pro is this. You get to claim somebody else's kid, so now you get 3K credits. Now you're balling for the entire month of January, which is great. But if you do get caught, the IRS will charge you 20% more of what you actually owe them. On top of that, they will give you 3 years in prison, up to 3 years in prison, and also a fine of up to $250,000. Okay, so in reality, people that do this all the time might say like, hey, it's not a big deal. But if you do get caught, bro, you might go to jail for 3 years, and you might get fined and also get an extra tax on top of what you already owe. So
yeah, now this one I've heard about a lot, but I guess I never really knew like the full aspect of this one since I don't have any kids yet. But for the people who do have kids, have you ever thought about this? And if you ever done this, let us know in the comments. I'm totally not the IRS or anything or the government or anything. So it's completely anonymous, right? Now I'm playing, guy. Don't do that. If you did, don't put that in the comment. I ain't trying to get you guys arrested. I'm not trying to get you guys arrested. I would have put this probably close to like number 5 in the list, like at the top. I mean, well, a bit more at the bottom or however you're seeing it. I want to put this like it's like number 1, like the coolest one, because yeah, I feel like a lot of people have heard about this in some capacity. But yeah, definitely be sure that you put the correct amount of kids on your taxes. You don't want to, accidentally, add some more there so you can get some extra funds. Because yeah, I mean, that amount of money doesn't equate for 3 years. Dang, 3 years in prison for that. For extra 1,000 or 2, I mean, you could have made that in those 3 years. But it's crazy out here. It's crazy. I ain't trying to get you guys scammed out here. I'm trying to help you guys out. I'm gonna do more videos like this with the mask on and different holidays and events. If I'm keeping you guys watching right now, that's good. Avoid all of these. Watch out for all of these right now. Right. We ain't trying to get you guys locked up.
Is it worth it if you ask me? And I might never get to see you again, and you probably won't watch one of these videos again. So the thing is this, guys. Please, please, please. Don't try to do this at home. It's not what I recommend at all. Now, comment down below if you do want a video.
What's that? Wait, what? Don't get me again. Well, anyway, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. That subscribe button.